Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jared Powley's Fragrance Reviews. Tonight we're going to be reviewing a fragrance from the house of Sergio Tacchini. This is Sergio Tacchini Uomo. This is an EDT eau de toilette concentration, and this fragrance originally came out in 1996. This is classified as a woody scent, and this is the most recent formulation. So before I get too much into this fragrance, I just want to make a few oblique remarks about the house of Sergio Tacchini. So this is a very, very underrated house. It has many great scents, and they are often for an excellent value. Definitely, I would check this house out because I do believe they have something for everybody. I know at certain areas of the world, like where I live, these fragrances are a little bit tougher to come by. Every once in a while, they do appear at a department store or a drug store, something along that line, and you're able to pick something up for a very, very good price. So this scent I actually had almost 25 years ago, and this is an excellent fragrance. It was an excellent fragrance, but this modern formulation that I have is nothing more than a former shadow of what a once excellent fragrance used to be. So I would say that the old bottle was the old formulation from that I had in the late 90s, early 2000s, was superior in all aspects. It had a lot better potency, longevity. Even the scent profile seemed different. And a lot of times it could be the same note breakdown and the same accords, but if a fragrance is more potent, it's going to always smell differently, even if it has the same notes in it. So I'm going to take this out of the box and give it a spray in the back of the wrist. And this is still not a bad smelling fragrance, but the performance is so poor on it that it's hard to really give it any type of props to say it's good. So I'm going to take the top off, give it a spray. So initially, it's got a bit of a sour citrus that quickly becomes powdery. And it's sweet, and it's got a little bit of this sweet stink, which I really like. And you do get some of the lavender notes. So the opening is, I find, very appealing. Then there's the dry down that happens maybe in 5 to 10 minutes. And the fragrance becomes woodier. It still has the citrus vibe. It's a little bit spicy. The spiciness is a combination of sharp and sweet. Then the so-called dry down doesn't really exist because the fragrance fades so quickly and it pulls in so tight to the skin. All you get later on is kind of a faint lavender wood and a touch of lemon. But with that said, if this fragrance was more potent, had greater longevity and scent wafts, things of that nature, it would be a very good fragrance. But it's been watered down almost to the point where it's like a fragrant water. It's not even a real proper fragrance by any stretch of the imagination. There's only 4 notes listed: lavender, various citruses, spices, and woody notes. So final thoughts on this fragrance. So this was once a very great fragrance, but it isn't anymore. The scent profile of this bottle is still decent, but it's different from the original. And a lot of that, again, I think has to do with the lack of potency. And I would say if you're really looking for something that you can find at a very good price and you're not afraid of overspraying, you're not afraid of reapplying, you could buy it. But again, within 45 minutes to an hour, the fragrance is already fading. And like I said, you're going to have to continually spray. And at that point, it doesn't really become worth it because it's not even that good of a deal because the fragrance is a pretty good price. But if you have to use half a bottle a day, it doesn't really make much sense. And besides the longevity being poor, it doesn't have really much of a scent waft or a scent trail outside the first maybe 15, 20 minutes. And so if you're interested in something like this, I would be very cautious because of the performance. If you somehow found a way to layer it with another fragrance or maybe enhance it by some means, you may do it. But I would definitely try to get an older formulation of this fragrance because I think it's superior in every stretch of the imagination. So very sadly, I'd have to say the modern formulation of Sergio Tacchini Uomo is poor. It is poor. It's got a decent scent profile, but the performance is very poor. And that means where I would not recommend buying this unless you were basically finding it in a bargain price or someone gave it to you. But even then, it's more of a headache because you have to keep reapplying it. So I would say this is one of the fragrance. When I bought it, I was excited because I hadn't seen it in a long period of time, but it's a shadow of its former self. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Any comments or questions you have, leave them down below and I'll always get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.